I hope you're all doing well this evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are here to talk about stepping stones to AAC. Let's get dressed. And my name is Brittany Toney, and my counterpart Heather will introduce herself. Hi.
Hello, I'm Heather Prenovo. I'm another AT consultant with Saltillo. Glad to be here with you, Brittany.
All right, so welcome to our virtual Stepping Stones to AAC classroom. As I mentioned, my name is Brittany Toney, and I am my avatar is the one with the short brown hair, so that's what I look like, or at least I like to think I do, right?
Right.
And I am a speech-language pathologist and assistive technology consultant for Saltillo. And this shelf here we have on the left of our classroom will start to fill up with various topics that we're going to be talking about. So today we have the little doll here to talk about getting dressed, and we've already done the reading book and Play-Doh one. We're going to be doing them again if you'd like to listen to those. But we will have so many this fall surrounding photo albums and transitioning and even Halloween. So definitely sign up for those other ones and join us so you can fill your shelf with all of the AAC goodness that we have to share with you. And Heather, take it away.
Sounds good. Thanks, Brittany. As I said, I'm Heather Prenovo. I am a speech-language pathologist as well, and I'm an AT consultant for Saltillo. And the big theme for our Stepping Stones to AAC is trying to find some daily routines that we can start practicing core words. So you see our core word poster in there, as well as a symbol and a word card to show that these are some of the words that we can target in these different routines. So tonight we're gonna dive into how we can practice that with getting dressed.
Let's begin. AAC as really a journey, and so we're hoping that tonight we can kind of help kickstart you on that journey. Whether you're new to AAC, you just started with a device, maybe your child just received a device for the first time, or you're just starting, you want to just learn more about AAC and put some more tools in your tool belt, some ideas for you to start using core words in daily routines and how we can do that. So let's get started on our journey. So what are we going to do today? Well, we are going to identify some core words and strategies to model when getting dressed. So that's kind of the theme for tonight, is getting dressed, and is what we're going to be kind of filling in together tonight. So this is the organizational tool that you will have in your handout. So definitely, if you have access to a printer, you can print it off, or you can just type in the words there. So we will get dressed, we will identify some core words, ask some questions, comment, and then look at some modeling techniques. And that is our plan. And then this sheet, the other handout that I wanted to draw your attention to is the just a reference guide for you for Stepping Stones to AAC. And then this is just a reference guide for you for how to choose those core words, how to plan those questions and comments, so that you have that to refer back to when we aren't walking you through the process. All right, so getting dressed. We are going to be talking about getting dressed, and I put this image of this American Girl doll because that is what we will be using to dress this evening. How did we choose getting dressed? Everyone gets dressed, right? It is a part of our daily routine. You can dress a doll. You can dress a stuffed animal, you can dress a superhero. Everyone gets dressed, and especially at the start of the school year, whether you're virtual or in person or doing a hybrid, hopefully you're still getting dressed at some point, right? Maybe even in your pajamas. Maybe you're just out of your old pajamas and putting on new pajamas to start the the day, right? You're still getting dressed. So that's why one reason why we chose this is because it's a daily routine. And then getting dressed involves so many core words. Think of all those words that we use when we talk about getting dressed with our kids, with adults. I mean, whoever you are working with, you know, there are so many core words that we use to talk about that. So
we can even go beyond just the getting dressed with clothes. And now that it's, well, in the Midwest cooling off, we've got more layers to put on. So all of these things, you know, putting on, taking off, those kinds of things can then go to the outerwear as well as getting dressed up.
Okay. So let's get a video of dressing this doll. And as you're watching this video, this is my daughter, because this is the child that I had to use to help me with this during, you know, quarantine. So I just want you to listen, and you can start filling in, just think of some core words that I might be using, and you can refer, here I'll go ahead really quick and so you can look at it. But this is another handout. It is our 96th location. We call it our core board. So it has a lot of core words on it. As you're watching the video, listen to hear what words we are using, and kind of, you can circle them or you can write them down, but they should all be on this board. Bexley and I are going to dress Julie. What should we put on first? What do you think we should put on Julie first? Should we put her shoes, her skirt, or her shirt? Her shoes? All right, let's put on her shoes. Good job. She has another blue shoe. Let's put on the blue shoe. Did you get it? You need some help? Yeah. There you go. Right, then we'll put on her skirt. Put on her skirt. What color is her skirt? Yellow. Just a little bit shiny. Yellow and gold, maybe? Gold and sparkly. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, and now what do we do next? Put on her shirt. That's your favorite color. Her shirt is pink and purple. There's pink? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pause it. So again, this is a low-tech board that we will be using with our organizational tool that you can download, and just you can refer to this as we're filling out our sheet together with the core words and questions and comments. What we're going to do first is just pick our core words. So you see my core words there up in the right-hand corner, and just chat in the chat box. And we're just filling out step one. We're not doing anything else, just step one, choosing core words. So give me 3 core words or 3 words that you heard me say that might be on that low-tech board that I showed you. And you can chat them in the chat box, and we'll fill this in together. Hang on. Can, put, on, help. I like can. That's good too. On and help. Perfect. Okay. And then maybe we'll put, if you wanted to put can. Anybody else have any ideas?
We are just putting a couple in. We want to keep it simple, so the more comfortable we get with it as we go along, and you're practicing more core words, it'll be a lot easier. But start simple, and it's great that you guys came up with just a couple to start with.
Yes. Good point. Okay, so we got our 3 words. Let's go to the next step, okay? Here we go. All right, so what about open-ended questions? That's step 2. So we're gonna think about when we're talking with our students who use AAC, a lot of the times we're just talking with them as we're playing, right? But we also might ask them a question. So, and we want to use open-ended versus close-ended questions. So an open-ended question is a question that cannot be answered with a yes or no response, or with just a one-word phrase that does not continue the conversation. So we want to make sure that whatever questions we're asking might continue the conversation, or that we're not just asking something that can be answered with a yes or no. So writing down, and why we're doing this is because writing down a script ahead of time gives you less to think about during the activity. And as you go, and as you're doing this more and more, it'll just become natural. But this is what I often tell parents when they're first starting out with AAC, is to think of those questions ahead of time surrounding the activity that they want to do with their child. So we are going to write down open-ended questions for each of our target core words. So just to jog your memory, which of the following questions is an open-ended question? Is do you like your shoes open-ended, or what do you like about her shoes open-ended? And I'm sure you're all going to do amazing at this. You can just type 1 or 2 in the box if you want. Good, number 2, perfect. Look at you guys, you're on it. Right, so what do you like about her shoes? That's the open-ended question. What, if I asked, do you like her shoes? The only response that my device user can give me is yes or no. Are there just 3 of us here? No, there are not. That's it. There are not. There's 12. There's 12 of you. That's a good question. But keep it coming. Just because you're the only one responding, we like your answers. We want you to interact with us. Okay, what do you like? So if I ask, what do you like about her shoes, right? We can use those ascribing words, or we can use words like, oh, I like the stars, or that they're blue, or maybe they're very pretty shoes. It's my, having a girl, she likes to talk about things that are pretty, so. All right. Let's move on, and we're going to fill in our open-ended questions. So just a reminder, and I'm going to put, gosh, sorry, this filling in form is not my friend today. Okay, so let's do put, and then we'll do on, and then we'll do help. So that's reminder for you. What are some open-ended questions that we can ask?
So what are some questions that have the word put that we could ask, or that might encourage the response for put?
Exactly. Yeah, so it may not have the word put in it, but
nice.
Maybe.
What can we put on first?
What can
these on? I like it.
Good. What can we put on first? All right. How should I put these shoes on? Good. How should question mark?
What should we do? That's a perfect one.
Perfect. I love that. Yes, because you can, that one's good for any of these, right? What should we do? And then you're like encouraging them to use one of these words. So, if your AAC users first starting out with AAC, maybe we do use the core word in our question. If they're kind of further along and we're starting to prompt them to use that by themselves, maybe we use something like you said, I'm going to pronounce your name wrong, Natalia, maybe. What should we do? So put on this or that. How about a question with the word help, or to encourage the AAC user to use the word help?
How can I help you?
Perfect. Help you. That's perfect. And that's a great open-ended question. Not like, do you need help? Like I asked my daughter, so I'm still learning. So how can I help you is much better.
Yeah, it comes more naturally to ask yes, no. We have to think harder on the open-ended.
Yeah, for sure. So this is why in the moment, it's good to have these scripts ready. Okay, so that you don't make a mistake like I did and say, you need help. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to possible comments. So if your child is not yet responding to open-ended questions, you can model comments. So we're going to write down 1 to 2 comments that you can model for your child, what they could say in response to your question, or maybe just how they might use those core words in a phrase when they eventually start to talk about getting dressed themselves. So keep them at or just above their language level. I highly recommend this for parents. No more than, and even you SLPs, I often say no more than 2 to 3 words beyond how many they're currently saying. So if your child's only, or your AAC user is only using 1 word phrase, only model 3 or 4 words. Don't, model a whole sentence for them because that might be overwhelming. But just remember 2 or 3 words beyond what they are currently saying. Okay, it's a good rule of thumb. Okay, so let's fill in our comments now. So we have words put, on, oops, can't spell, on, and help this form. Okay, so what are some comments that we can say either using these words, right, or to entice our AAC user to say the word put?
And it can also be responses to the questions you asked, and you could be modeling for them if they have not responded. Let's put this in first. Good.
Great. What about the word on? You can use that same comment. Let's put this on first. Can you give me another one? Where does the hat go? Perfect. That's a question, but I still like it.
And we can model hat goes on.
Yep. Hat goes on.
Or hat on head.
On your head. Yeah. Good. All right. What about help? Some comments.
Model this one all the time.
Yes.
Help, please.
Help, please. Or help me.
Yep.
That's a great 2-word phrase, and you're using a pronoun. One of the first words I teach AAC users is help. Because sooner or later, they're going to need it. Any other ideas for help? You guys are quiet. I know. And it's been a long week. I don't need help. Thank you, Christina. I don't need help, Brittany, because I already know this. So stop asking me.
I was going to say, a lot of preschoolers are going to tell us, I don't need help.
Yes, I get that one a lot. Okay. So we might go a little over just looking at the time, but this is our first one in this series, getting back into the swing of things. So, okay. So let's find these words on our core board. And as you noticed, I already filled this in we just suggested these words and sentences and comments. And then you'll see I filled in the how will you model section. So if we use a 1-word model, you'll see it there, and 2- and 3-word models. So you can use that as a guide. But let's find these words. So if you're modeling on your core board or on your child's device, this is based off of Word Power 60 Basic, just as a reference. But most of these words will be on whatever Word Power file you're using. So put, there's on, and there's help. all right there.
And I would remind everyone too that it's okay to just model these words even though you're saying a whole sentence. So I can say what, put that on, and I'm only going to model put or maybe put on. And so don't overwhelm yourself with trying to find every word. Start simple, like we said at the beginning, and just model a couple words at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, yes, you're right.
The colors do.
Yeah. Sorry, Heather.
It's all right. So the yellow are going to be the pronouns and the people. The green are action words or verbs. Blues off on the side are kind of the prepositions, those position words. And then our pinkish words are kind of the describers. Up in the corner, you're going to see orange groups. Those are going to be your nouns, and that's where you'd go to label a lot of things. But a lot of core words have to do with actions and prepositions and pronouns. So that's why they get the main screen.
Mm-hmm. And we will be talking about some question words and some upcoming, I know in the Let's Get Social, we'll be talking about some of those question words in purple on that core board. So if you have a student that is using those question words, be sure to check that one out. Yes, now I know that should be adding colors to the buttons randomly. Yes, there is a theory and a method behind the madness. Yeah, it's more for you versus the user, right? So, don't think that they have to learn this color coding. It's more for us as the person modeling to know like the function of those words and like the tense and stuff like that. Anyway, okay, so let's, and as I said, we'll run over just like a few minutes, but I want to show you what this might look like if I'm using these core words while I am modeling on a device for my device user while we are doing this activity. So the first video was just getting dressed, but this one is going to be modeling while getting dressed and what that might look like. And just a disclaimer, my daughter is, she does not use a device. Again, I was just using what I had during this time where I can't go see my own kids or the kids that we work with or help consult with. So, all right.
A lot of practice on your low-tech board with the words as she's modeling. That's a good time for you to get to know it as well.
Yeah. Okay. Is that called a key guard? Yes, it is. Good question. Yes. Okay. So let me fast forward here a little bit. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I think that was from a different. All right. Now we're going to put on Julie's clothes again. What are we going to put on first? What is that? We're going to put on skirt. Do you like her skirt? Yes. 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 I like it. What do you like about her skirt? Good. It's good. It's good. Okay. All right. Now, what do we put on now? What do we put on now? She has her skirt on. What should we put on next? Should we put on her shirt? More clothes? Yeah. Should we put her shirt on or her shoes? Let's put her shirt on. Okay. Let's put on. Good job. Shirt. Put on her shirt. Let me help. No, I don't need. Oh, okay. Okay. No. No help? Okay. So after we did all the steps and we did the video, what questions do you still have? How did you feel when you were kind of practicing on your core board, like I was on the device? Or what next steps do you have? You don't have to answer all of these, but.
Scaling back is really hard, and I think that's where some of the planning and organizing ahead of time slows us down so that we don't model too many.
Mm-hmm. And even during the video, I think if I was doing this with, you know, obviously my daughter's verbal. If I was doing this with a kiddo who was just starting out with AAC, I might only model one, not put on, but maybe I just model on and that's it.
Yeah.
As you were saying, Natalia. Or maybe I model less, you know? So, this, good. I'm glad, Bryant. Good.
Yeah, well, give
We'll be
core words.
Yes, yeah, great for core words. And be sure to join us for, register for those other stepping stones classes that we have coming up, because we're going to talk about different activities for each of these sessions. And here's our contact information if you.
We'll be following the same patterns and the same organizational tool, just changing up the words and changing up the activities so that you can get more comfortable in a variety of settings. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much, and we hope to see you next time.